Hello and welcome to another tutorial on how to change your chipped radio trim into this. But it actually took me far more effort to make this than I initially thought. But what do you think? Is it a hit or a miss? Put the comments below. And to show you how I exactly did this, we have to travel into the past. So, I noticed when installing my Android radio, still going strong, there's an installation video on my channel on how to install this radio, that my radio trim is chipped. You can see, well, I only have to look at it, and the aluminium was supposed to be nice and clean is chipping away due to years of exposure to the hot sun. But I noticed that there was some milky plastic behind it. I've looked online to replace this piece, but it is expensive, about 120 pounds, and I'm not going to pay that for a piece of plastic. So I had an idea. Let's loosen this and go inside to my table. So what's my plan here? I've loosened this piece, and I saw that there is an opening in here. So theoretically you could feed an LED strip through this piece, and because it's translucent, it will give a nice light and give it, hopefully, a premium look and feel. Like I said, this piece costs around 125 US dollars, an original one. So I tried to buy a cheap LED strip from the local hardware store for about $5, but turns out it was too big and it didn't fit in here. And when I turned off the car, I was also, the LED strip would reset, so you get a colorful Christmas light. That was not the perfect way. So what did I do? I ordered some lights from my favorite web shop, AliExpress. And these lights are normally used to put into your interior I mean, to make your interior really ugly. But I'm thinking if I can cut this excess piece of plastic, I should be able to feed it through all the way and connect the USB connector to a USB port that is still left unused on my radio. So when I turn on the radio, this should light up. As you can hear, I can hear a high-pitched tone coming from this adapter. But I'm pretty sure when I've tucked this away behind the console, and the sounds of the engine will overrule that sound, so I won't be able to hear it, hopefully. I've seen a video online about a guy who tried to take this piece apart and then just ended up demolishing the whole bit because it's clipped in, but I'm not sure that it's ever meant to be taken loose. First I'm going to do a dry run, so I'm going to take a scissor and I'm going to cut off this excessive plastic that's on the back, and as long as I don't cut the wire on the front, I think it will be fine, and then it allows me for easier feed through, so I can see here where it's already chipped off what the result will be. So I cut off all these excess plastic that I don't need. And now let's do a dry run to see if it even has enough light to shine through. Okay, dry run in the dark. And I think when I put everything together, it will look just fine. So I'm almost halfway through of scratching all the silver off, and I tried a lot of different things. I first tried it with a plastic tool, then I got this one. I even used some cotton tips with nail polish remover, a sticker remover, and even paint remover. But it all didn't work. What for me worked is the back of a fruit knife and just scratching it till it's gone. So okay, so I messed up a bit. What I found out is once this one's removed of all the metallic, there was spray paint on the back, and where the paint remover didn't work at the front, it sure worked at the back. So I carefully removed the trim and I broke off some of the clips that it put in place. And as you can see, I have another problem, that there are some paint leftovers on here, so I'm gonna softly polish this. So now I'm using some fine sandpaper 600 to sand all of the excess paint off and make it nice and smooth again. So update, I've sanded this down as much as possible with 800, and I use some varnish, clear varnish, to give it a shine, and I'm a bit happy with it. I noticed that when I put the lights in here, it isn't very reflective, and you see light differences because that wire isn't always at the same spot. So I thought I used some reflective tape to line the black inside so that it reflects more, and hopefully I get a stable, even glow of the light. So tape didn't work, so now I'm deciding to spray paint this with chrome spray. And then you're wondering, why didn't you just spray the trim? I know, but there's no going back now. So I'm a bit further now. The silver spray has dried, and I decided to glue it together using some repair gel and then putting the tape on really tight so it pushes down so that this plastic trim will stick. And what happens when I put on the light? Okay, so when we turn off the lights, I think when this is done it will look just fine. Not great. So I removed all the tape. I think it looks pretty good, and I'm going to install it into my car. So I'm back in the car, and now I have to put it all together. That means I have to unscrew this, take the lid out of this radio, and I had some extra cables that came along in the box. There is a USB cable that I didn't use, so if I hook up that light through the radio, I think we should be fine. So let's get started. I use some electrical wire, taped the cable to it, and then it comes out here. And then I'm going to slowly feed it back to the right so that it ends up here. So I hooked it up and it's working, it's giving light, so let's put everything nicely back together to see the result. Well, that's it. Everything is nicely back together. Light works. So now wait till it gets dark. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.